New Owl House promo dropped. Let's talk about it, because there is way too much going on in here. I don't even know where to start. Let's start at the start. Also, like and subscribe, please. I'm desperate.
Where do you think magic comes from?
From the heart?
You need to choose yourself. Us weirdos have to stick together.
So we start off with a puppet hand. I'm not exactly sure whose hand it is. If you have any ideas, leave them in the comments. I was thinking, but I literally just couldn't think of anything. And they're looking at a glyph on the ground. There's more shots in the trailer later that show the significance of this, so I'll touch on it when we get to them. Then we see Ida ask where magic comes from, and it cuts to the heart at the center of Belos' castle. We see her wandering around the castle, and then we see this. Now, as you can see, the entire ground and earth and everything around Ida and King is covered in Belos. So first off, ew.
Ooh, I think I stepped in something.
And secondly, I think that this means that Belos either possessed the Titan or somehow got, exploded all over the place. Now, there's a couple of reasons why I'm saying this. For one, there's this deleted scene. As you can see here, the Titan is dead, but then it awakes and gets up and causes some major chaos. Now, ever since thanks to them when we found out that Belos can possess, living matter, it's been theorized by many that he might, in fact, possess the Titan at some point. I actually thought that's exactly what he was going to do in For the Future, but he didn't actually end up doing it, so maybe he'll do it in this episode.
Perhaps this will be easier than I thought.
So here we see Luce's hand outstretched in front of a portal. Now, this could mean a couple of things. It could mean that she's been offered a way home. It could be a dream, it could be an illusion. I honestly have no idea. We then cut to Lilith, who has been repuppetized, so that sucks for her. Then we see Luce walking around in what is clearly an Emperor Belos outfit. Now, I'm not entirely sure how this happened, but if I had to guess, I'd say the collector just scrambled all of their outfits, because we see a bunch of other characters with different outfits later in the trailer. We then see a bunch of people who have been petrified, and honestly, I'm kind of curious how Bump got petrified considering he was already puppetized. We'll have to see. We then cut to Belos seemingly trying to fight and escape from Rain. Now, this scene is interesting because I think that they're in the throne room just based on all the mechanical stuff all around. So it seems like Belos is trying to get to the heart of the Titan. We already discussed the possibility of him trying to possess the Titan, but he could also be corrupting it, maybe corrupting all the magic to try to destroy everyone one final time. I don't know.
Let me show you some of my favorite games.
You have to wake up.
How?
You turn on the light. Let's end this.
You know this can't last forever. Us weirdos have to stick together.
There's quite a bit to unpack in this bit, but let's just start with the very obvious. The collector is clearly playing a bunch of different games with all the characters, and has clearly done something to change them. It seems like all of Luce's friends have been possessed and are having to fight her. In this scene though, they're still using magic, whereas in another scene they're using glyphs. I mentioned the significance of glyphs earlier because I think something really bad happens to the magic that prevents everyone from using it properly. I also want to give some focus to this exchange.
You have to wake up.
How?
You turn on the light.
So I think what this is basically saying is that the collector has turned the Boiling Isles into Luce's ultimate nightmare scenario. Just the most nightmarish thing imaginable for her specifically. That would definitely explain her having to fight her friends and also these weird nightmarish versions of King and Ida. It would also explain why her mom isn't there. Either that or maybe Luce sent her mom home through the portal or something. I don't know. The trailer wraps up with Luce, King, and Ida all together again finally after a long ass time apart. And that's very nice, but it probably doesn't last long in the actual episode if I had to guess. There was a couple of other things I didn't mention, like Gus and Willow clearly trying to save people from their puppet prison, but I didn't really have much to add to that. It's pretty self-evident. So all in all, that's my breakdown of this trailer. There's a lot here, and there's a lot they're going to have to cover in this episode, so I hope that they wrap it up in a satisfying way. Just please don't pull a Star versus the Force of Evil. Please don't pull a Star versus the Force of Evil. I swear to God.